Hello, and welcome to Andrew Broussard Watercolors. Today is Saturday. It's the first day of Mardi Gras break. We have off from work all of next week, so I'm going to get a lot of painting and a lot of art in. That being said, today we're going to start off with experimenting with sunflowers. So I have Pexels up on the side on a Kindle, and then Pexels just a website with a lot of free to use images. So I'm just referring to one from there. And color wise, I think I'm going to play with the Cerulean Blue, which is the Cotman brand. I'll put out some lemon yellow. And the orange aspects of the sunflower, I was thinking about either this cadmium orange hue, which isn't real cadmium, or potentially mixing light red oxide or raw sienna. I think I'm just going to go with the flow and have fun. That being said, I have this Squirrel mop. Just going to get my paper a little wet and maybe try to create a vignette. I'll just wash in the cerulean. And then we'll go on top of it with the flower. All right. Here's some light red oxide with some lemon yellow. For the interior rust of the sunflower. I don't know if I've ever painted one of these fellas before. Let's grab some burnt umber to darken this up. And if you hear noise in the background, that's the cats. The cats are in the art room today, being monitored. There we go. Okay, so that's the inside. Probably even grab a little bit of Payne's gray. That's going to be the base where the petals will then come out. The shadow region. Here's the darker interior. You could probably even splatter some texture over it later on. In fact, maybe a little bit of preemptive splattering on the side might give some good vibes and feel to it. All right, here's the silver black velvet, the Dagger brush, which is nice for a chiseled edge. I'm going to mix the lemon yellow with the cerulean to see what type of green I can get. That might help to mix a little bit of light red oxide into that. All right. So I didn't put any petals in or anything. Here's just playing with color. That's the stalk. And we're just wet and wet right now. We're going to come over everything after we dry. All right. So the plan will be now to wind up doing a dry off and putting petals in. Let's do a little wet and wet, just where the petals are going to be. and then we'll go over them with more definitive texture. And while I have this yellow on here, accentuate the sides of some leaves and the stalk. All right, I'm going to pause for a dry off, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, so we're relatively dry. Now, my goal is to create a new layer on top. I grab the lemon yellow and the light red oxide to create the orange. And looking at these petals, they remind me a lot of the chrysanthemum petals that you see in the Chinese brush painting. So if I had to mimic any type of stroke, it would be the stroke for that. For this, I'm just simply doing the hoop and the hoop, the one side, the other side, and I'm going to go around very quickly and haphazardly. I just want to make sure that I have that circular effect, because I'm going to wind up doing another layer over that. Let's grab some Paynes gray, the darker portions. In fact, I'm going to try to splatter on the inside now. Do a little bit of a clean off. A little bit more yellow. And create an overlap. And this is just fast and loose. Feed that down in. Have that ring. I want a little bit more earthy brown on the inside. Grab some burnt umber. So I didn't wind up using that cadmium orange. If I wind up putting it out, I'll let you know. Cerulean with my lemon yellow. I'm just using this Dagger brush in a very expressive way. I believe the Dagger brush is originally meant for the thinner, the striped lines. Pinstriping, I think is the term. You could get so much expression out of it. Let's darken this by using light red oxide. And I'm just trying to catch the shadow portions. Let's get some Paynes gray. I'm getting a very muddy mix going now. If you want to follow along and you don't have the Dagger brush, would say it's relatively affordable. I think Hobby Lobby has Dagger brushes in their lines. You can also use the Chinese bamboo brush. Now that noise, that's a new one. Okay, so with all the tea that I've been drinking, I got myself those Danish shortbread cookies that come in the tin, and there must be a cat on top of the tin making it go ba-bump, ba-bump. That's what that noise must be. This is the Paynes Gray. I'm just trying to get that sense of depth now and just adding to it. So I got, okay, they knocked it on the floor. So now we have stronger lemon yellow. Lemon yellow doesn't really pop for me. I think this is something that me and Matthew Clemens have talked about, whether we just use lemon yellow or the cadmium or synthetic cadmium yellow. We'll see where we can go with it. Use it as like a highlighter here. I know it's going to dry lighter. It might help to mix some white gouache into it. In fact, in the effort of experimenting, why don't we do that? So the idea here, if I can get the tube open, is mixing a little bit of white gouache with my lemon yellow to help it stand out a little bit more. Almost like you were to put out some white out and paint on top of that. But this will be mixed with the lemon yellow. So mixing that in. I already had some lemon yellow wash on the brush. And my goal here is just to have a sense of depth and curve and motion to the leaves, petals. I could probably even add this white in as that highlight that I mentioned earlier. It gets to pop a little bit closer, get some three-dimensionality. And I mixed this on a separate little palette because of the whole contamination of the palette if you use the white gouache. So let's dry it off and see how it looks. All right, and there we go. A sunflower. I don't know if I mentioned, you're more than welcome to follow along. Please like, subscribe, follow. And I have unique content on YouTube now in a membership section. And I also have the Patreon if you want to support. So check those things out. And we'll put a little mat over this, see how that looks as well. This is 5x7. Yeah, we got a nice little vignette. Hopefully that's the correct pronunciation. And we'll sign right in here. I need a more flowery signature, pun intended. Okay. Y'all take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.